Ladies and gentlemen, today we are rebuilding the New York Knicks. Now, I think some of you are probably wondering why the Knicks would need a rebuild. They are third in the Eastern Conference, sixth in the power rankings, apparently. 2K Sports actually has us down at 7. That's okay. So, as of the day recording this, 40-22, fresh off a loss to the Lakers. The New York Knicks have had a pretty good season, but I think I'm going to say some things that'll upset some Knicks fans. I don't like the direction this team is going roster-wise. Mikal Bridges, I thought they had a huge overpay, way too many picks for a guy who I think is a high-end role player, not a guy I really trust putting the ball on the floor and creating his own shot. I know he did it for a while in Brooklyn, but let's be real, man. We're going against teams like this one. And then Karl Towns, I know he's been balling for the Knicks, but when you play Towns at center, when you switch off of Hartenstein, you go to Towns at center, what you're really saying is we're an offense-first team. Right now, the Knicks are 17th in defensive rating. They're just below average at defense. Towns, I don't like his maturity. It's a big game, and he's got 4 fouls at the start of the second quarter for no reason. Like, just never been a big Karl Towns guy. But obviously, for this rebuild, we are going to be rebuilding around Brunson and Towns. I will say Towns is having an amazing season. I don't mean to poo-poo on the town. I don't mean to kill the cat, but I'm being real. It's how I feel. This team has not been able to beat the other great teams so far this season. They've been losing a lot of their games to the Celtics, to the Cavs. They just lost both games to the Lakers. In one of those games, the Lakers didn't have AD or Luka. So I just feel like this Knicks team is kind of mid in that sense. But we finished 56-26. Since this is a rebuild, I'm just going to sum out the whole playoff scenario. We ended up being the number 3 seed. We beat Milwaukee in the first round. We lose to the Celtics in round 2 in 7, which honestly, taking the Celtics to 7, I think would be a decent outcome for this Knicks team. All right, so time to rebuild the team. So our pick at number 26 is going to the Brooklyn Nets because of the Mikal Bridges trade. All right, we are going to be signing 2 second-round rookies, LeBron Philippe and Darian Williams. Of our own free agents we need to re-sign, there's not many. Pretty much everybody's already under contract. So this is going to be much more about making trades than it is going to be about signing free agents. So Precious Achiuwa is really the only guy we need to re-sign, and we are going to re-sign him for sure. Precious is 25 years old. I think a 3-year deal at $11 million gets the job done. Nope. He declined. Maybe I offer him more money. We'll see what happens. I'm not dying to re-sign him. He is 6'8". You know, you guys know I love having a little bit more height with my front court players, and he comes back on a little bit of a raise. So far, I've basically done nothing, and my reward is Brunson and Towns getting worse. But, you know, we got some guys, Tyler Kolek here, developing. The hard part about rebuilding a team like the New York Knicks is, let's just go player by player. Brunson, keeper. Towns, keeper. Bridges. On any other team, I think he's a keeper. Anunoby, definite keeper. But look at Anunoby's contract, man. Anunoby's the second highest paid player on the team. He's making more than Brunson. Josh Hart, keeper. Miles McBride, keeper. Mitchell Robinson, I think is a keeper. But every time you do a 2K rebuild, the Knicks want to trade this poor guy.
Why are we still here?
Achiuwa, we just re-signed him. Now, but here's the problem with the Knicks, though, is everybody's a keeper, but the team isn't good enough to win the championship as it's currently constructed. So we have to trade a quote-unquote keeper. I think the obvious move is Bridges. Anunoby is a better perimeter defender. He's locked up or longer under the contract. Josh Hart, don't love the 6'4" power forward setup we got going here. This is a weird case where I think in real life, Josh Hart, invaluable. You got to keep him, but in 2K, I don't know. So Bridges is the guy I want to trade, and I want to get back to having the tough identity that the Knicks had. I think we saw Cats last year in Minnesota that you can play him at the 4 and it's okay. Does that mean I want to trade for Rudy Gobert? Nope. But it's an option to trade for a 5, but we are not getting a 5 offered to us. All right, so I want to build out the framework of this trade. Mikal Bridges in the Wizards first round pick that we have because it conveyed from the Wizards getting a top pick last year. For Max Christie, another 3-and-D guy. Can't do as much as Mikal Bridges, less on the ball juice, but I really don't feel like I need that. Gafford, who I can play next to Towns, and I can stagger big men then. But I feel like this is a bit of an overpay for us giving up this first round pick. So let's see if we can also get some. Wow, they don't have much, bro. This Mavericks team is bones. We will trade for the Lakers unprotected first. And I want more, but they don't really have anything else to give. All right, that Lakers first, which we know will not be good with Luka Doncic on the team, but it is just more ammo to trade. We're going to make this trade. Mavericks counter with us giving up a second. Sure, why not? So our new lineup is looking fresh. We got Jalen Brunson, Max Christie, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, Daniel Gafford. We're going a little bit bigger. Christie, we got the defense. Anunoby, we got the defense. Obviously, Brunson, we got the scoring. We still don't really have a secondary ball handler, but overall, this team still has a lot of good spacing and a little bit more defensive juice than it did before, just being a bigger team. And what that's also done is it's supercharged our bench. We got Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, Miles McBride, and Precious Achiuwa off the bench. I think Achiuwa we're going to try to trade later on for a more like offensive tilted wing at some point if we can with that Lakers pick we traded for, but this team is a lot better defensively already. So I feel pretty good about this. This lineup is looking fresh. And if you guys want to look fresh, you need to try out today's sponsor, Kitsch. Kitsch includes face wash, body wash, shampoo, and conditioner. Also more body wash. But I really want to focus on the shampoo, which has rice protein in it, which can grow your hair density by up to 20%. It's pretty good. Some science for you. If you're like me, it might have seemed a little weird to switch to a bar of soap for your hair. I'm sure you guys are all using bottled shampoos and conditioners, but honestly, after a few uses, I'm actually really starting to enjoy it. I feel like my hair looks a lot shinier. It looks a lot healthier. I mean, this is what I looked like before. As you guys can see, my hair is a lot shinier now. And boys, I have a deal for you. And I have hooked you guys up with a discount. If you use the code JDL, you get 25% off site-wide, including the shampoo and the conditioner. With my code, the combo of these two things is under $25. And you better believe that Kitsch ships to the United States and over 90 countries, so it is available everywhere. And if you like Kitsch as much as I've ended up liking it, there is a subscription offer to save even more money. Also, they sent me this soap dish container, which I think really enhances my shower's aesthetic. I started to care about that kind of stuff. So thank you to Kitsch for sponsoring this video. And again, use code JDL for 25% off site-wide. Thank you to Kitsch for sponsoring. And now let's finish rebuilding the New York Knicks. Also, real quick, we're gonna update our coaching settings. We're gonna play through our star, crash the glass, protect the paint, play physical. You know what it is. All right, so realistically, we're gonna be trading Precious Achiuwa. Our first big game of the season is November 23rd against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's go to there and see how we do. All right, we're 13-4. We narrowly beat the Cavs. We allowed 136 points, though. Donovan Mitchell tore us up. So, second in the power rank, second in the conference. Number one team is the Pacers. Okay, not afraid of this Pacers team. I think right now things are looking good. Let's go to January 16. I feel like that'll be a good day to go to. And we lost to the Pacers on the 28th, so that's not good. But happens, you lose games, you win games. I'm sure we're gonna be second by the time we get to January 16th, so I'll see you then. All right, coming off a loss to the Nets, we are 33-9, which is number one in the conference. Boom, bada, bing, boom. Pow. Oh! Number one in the power rankings. We've got the number 2 offense, and we got the number 1 defense in the conference, baby. Number 2 defense in the NBA, number 4 offense in the whole NBA league. So of all the players who play regular minutes for us, Precious does have the lowest plus minus, which is what I love to go off of on this. You know, we're only outscoring teams by 5 points, which is actually amazing in a normal NBA context, but he was the guy we were already thinking of trading. I can't trade you to the 25th, so we're gonna go to the 27th of January. Little 2-week stretch here. You know, let's just beat up on the Hawks, beat up on the Celtics, beat up on the Wizards, beat up on the Nets, beat up on the Jazz, beat up on the Sixers. Boom! All right, let's be for real here. Sorry, Precious, you gotta go. You gotta go, bro. And I could not have asked for a better trade if I tried. Aaron Nesmith is exactly the type of player I am looking for. Same age, same salary, basically. 11.5 versus 11. I mean, this is like an identical, same overall, just the type of player I need. Can I get away with not having a second-round pick? I mean, I feel like it's a fair trade, no? All right, they want Boston's unprotected pick. Fine. You know what? Fine. Take it, brother. All right, so I've got these guys playing pretty good minutes now. Team's looking really good. I think we are headed for a number 1 seed. And what's crazy, most of our core pieces are under contract for next year too. So, I mean, we're in a really good spot here. Let's go to the end of the season, see what our record is, and see if we get any awards, man. I feel like we deserve some awards. Boom, baby. 66-16 record. Victor Wembanyama, the MVP. Harper Rookie of the Year, Harden the 6th man, Wemby the Depoy. We got literally no awards except Thibodeau won Coach of the Year, and the Spurs guy won Executive of the Year. I had the best record in the NBA, and you're not gonna say I have the best GM? It's not right. Jalen Brunson playing under our style, all-NBA first team. No all-NBA team for Cat, though. Dude, Jalen Brunson averaged 34 points per game. I might not have given Jalen Brunson enough secondary ball handlers to help him out, but our game plan is to play through star. Karl Towns with 20, and wow, these guys all at like 10. Sheesh. Well, in round 1, we've got the Brooklyn Nets on the other side of this little matchup here. They got Igor Demon, Cam Thomas, Okogie, Wagner, and Kessler. They're playing pretty big, but I feel pretty confident in this series. They did beat us in 1 regular season game, so I'm not going to take them too lightly, but we are up 2-0 in the Subway Series, and it's over. And we got a date with the Boston Celtics. Celtics. All right, the Celtics, I'm sure it's the normal Celtics team. They got Pritchard, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis. All right, let's game plan here. This might be a tough matchup. All right, so obviously big thing here, obvious move. OG Anunoby, you got to guard Jason Tatum. We all know that. All right, set some defensive matchups. Here we go. I do think we are the better team, especially now that they don't have Drew Holiday to really help guard Jalen Brunson. I know they got Derek White, but we got other guys you got to worry about. That's a sweep. Goodbye, Boston. All right, we've got the Cleveland Cavs. This is a team that does scare me a little bit. Mobley, Allen, Hunter, Mitchell Garland. I mean, it's a great team. Unfortunately, I don't have all the perimeter guys to guard the guards. Guess I'm going to have to guard DeAndre Hunter with Jalen Brunson here. That's a little scary, but hey, you live by the game plan, you die by the game plan. If we're being for real here, guys, the series is about me being the GM, not the coach. This isn't my job. All right, dude, Mobley scares me. Mobley scares me. I don't want to go against Evan Mobley. Karl Towns is a 72 interior defense, bro. That's why we brought in a center to help you out. All right, here we go. Hopefully those adjustments work. Right now, we are okay, we lost by 21 points. We lost by 7. We win in Cleveland. We win. Okay, so no home team has won yet. We're up 3-2. Okay, we were down 2-0. Now we're up 3-2. All right, reverse sweep. Okay, reverse sweep. We lose the first 2. We're back. Jalen Brunson, 33 a game against the Cavs. And we got the Spurs in the finals. These Spurs have been angering me this whole rebuild. They took all my awards. Jalen Brunson averaged 34 points a game and you're not going to give him the fucking MVP. Sorry, I'm angry. I'm here for JB, bro. All right, so let's talk about the Spurs. Fred VanVleet, De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sokin, Victor Wembanyama. Holy shit. I'm scared. Okay, Victor, who will be the victor of this matchup. I actually don't love the way we match up with this team. Oh, they have Castle coming off the bench, bro. This is a nice team we're going against here. Victor truly is a hard matchup for us here. Bro, they got Cooper Flag too? I just found Cooper Flag chilling on their bench while I'm making my game plan. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, that guy deserved Executive of the Year. I don't deserve it, bro. Let him have it. All right, this is gonna be a tough series, bro. Here we go. We take game 1. What's up? This is revenge for 1999, mother truckers. Game 2. Game 3. Oh, come on. Yes, sir. The New York Knicks are your NBA champions. Jalen Brunson basically averaged 34 a game in the finals as well, and we bring the Knicks a chip. Yeah, I mean, looking back at the Knicks, I don't think this team needs to make that many changes. I just think they need to kind of reorient themselves around the identity they had last season more than the identity they've had this season. The Knicks were a 50-win team last year, so they were pretty damn good last year, and they did find their identity as the season went along. So that's why I'm more of a believer in that ideology of the team more than the current one they've got going. But obviously, we didn't make that many changes to the team. We switched out Achua for a perimeter player. We switched out Josh Hart for Gafford and Christie. And yeah, I mean, I think this is a really good team. I really like it. I think the one flaw in this team is we didn't bring in that secondary ball handler who I think could really help out. But honestly, I think this is a pretty solid team. If you guys enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you're going to love this one over here. Thank you to Kitch for sponsoring this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.